It was a moonless night, with only faint starlight illuminating the small abandoned playground on the outskirts of town. The swings squeaked slightly in the wind, as if moved by invisible hands. The whole place exuded an air of desolation, with tall grass and rusty toys that seemed to belong to another era. Sofia, a young journalism student, had heard about this park in an old urban legend. It was said that at night, children who once played there returned as restless spirits. Determined to write an intriguing article, Sofia decided to explore it, armed only with a flashlight and her tape recorder. As soon as she passed through the rusty gate, a chill ran down her spine. The flashlight barely illuminated the path in front of her, and every crunch of leaves under her feet seemed amplified in the oppressive silence. She arrived at the old merry-go-round, her heart pounding in her chest. She remembered the stories she had heard. Childish laughter echoing in the wind, shadows moving on their own, indistinct whispers. He decided to approach the merry-go-round, an old carousel that still turned thanks to a crank mechanism. As she approached, a faint, distant sound of childish laughter chilled her. The flashlight flickered in her hand as she tried to make out something among the shadows. "Is anyone there?" she called, hoping for no answer. But the park answered with another laugh, this time closer. The wind suddenly picked up, causing the wooden horses on the merry-go-round to move. Sofia felt a presence behind her and turned sharply, shining her flashlight on a swing that was moving on its own, back and forth, as if an invisible child was playing on it. Her heart pounded in her ears as she tried to record everything, speaking softly into her tape recorder. "I am here. I feel something. Is anyone with me?" But the only noise he got in response was a chorus of indistinct whispers, as if several voices were talking at once. As she approached the swing, the sound of laughter turned into weeping, a desperate, heartbreaking wail. An icy chill ran down her spine. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. A shadow appeared before her, the silhouette of a child with empty, sad eyes. "Come play with us," he said in a distorted, ethereal voice. Sofia stepped back but felt paralyzed, as if an invisible force was holding her down. The figure approached slowly, extending a pale, cold hand. "We can't leave until someone plays with us," the child said, his face a picture of pain and loneliness. Sofia felt the cold seep into her bones as the ghostly hand moved closer and closer. With a desperate effort, she managed to free herself from the paralysis and ran for the exit, the flashlight barely illuminating her path. As she fled, laughter and crying mingled in a chorus of voices following her, enveloping her in a nightmare from which it seemed impossible to wake. Arriving finally outside the park, the gate closed with a deafening clang behind her. Sofia fell to the ground, breathing heavily, her heart pounding in her chest. She looked at the playground, now shrouded in eerie silence, and realized that the stories were not just legends. Something dark and eerie inhabited that place, something that sought company, trapping anyone who dared to venture there. From that day, Sofia never spoke of that night again, but every now and then, in her dreams, she could still hear those ghostly laughter and whispers calling her to play, and she realized that although she had managed to escape, a part of her was forever trapped in that cursed park.